You see his face, and his voice wasn't G1 accurate. It was still cool though.
It was what Megatron should have sounded like in my opinion.
Not much to say about him except he was pretty much the intel slash rallying guy. Next Decepticon is Ravage, and Ravage is shot from Soundwave in the form of a missile. Yeah. He's not a tape deck and doesn't shoot out cassettes anymore. He's a satellite that shoots out missiles. Yeah, quite related. Ravage can vomit balls, robot balls, which is pretty cool. And they turn into a robot which I think resembles Frenzy from the last film. Not much else to say about Ravage except he gets crushed. He gets crushed. Bumblebee crushes him. So anyway, he gets crushed, which kind of crushed me. Ravage, never knew him. Well, whatever. Next, we got this one little fat robot, Longhaul. Longhaul, and this is one of my major complaints of the movie. Clearly, during the film, you see Longhaul and several other Constructicons combine to form the mighty Devastator. Yet, in the same scenes, you see clones of the robots, like searching for Sam and doing other things. I know it's kind of acceptable due to the Writers Guild strike and whatnot, but seriously, I would have much appreciated if ILM did take some more time to develop more robots, and then, further revise the scenes, and this kind of felt like a rushed release, but either way, the movie was still awesome, and I'm not going to bash it for that, but it's one of those nitpicky things that I know critics will just devour. Anyway, we got, Scrapper. I guess we're going to go through this Constructicons during this segment. Scrapper, you see him once. He smashes the ladder or staircase that Sam is climbing up. You see him again when he's forming Devastator, but he just makes a leg. Not much to say about Scrapper. Pretty cool design. That's it. Overload never transforms. He's a Kotomatsu dump truck, I think. He's a dump truck. Never see him transform. Turns into a leg or torso or whatever, who cares. Not much to say about him. Then you got Hightower, one of those non-transforming ones. No one cares about him either. Turned into an arm. Rampage, this is the weird part. There's a yellow Rampage and there's a red Rampage. The yellow Rampage turns into a leg, while the red Rampage fights Bumblebee. So, I don't know what's going on there. Robot clones. More bashing. Yeah. Mixmaster, there's another clone right there. Mixmaster. You see him turn into the head of Devastator, and then immediately afterwards you see him get sliced in half by Jetfire's axe, which... Seriously, man, they could have developed more robots, but, who cares?
Stop bashing it, the movie was amazing.
I think those are all the Constructicons, so, moving on.
We got these random protoforms just walking around in the desert that are not named. They don't even get a vehicle mode, and they're killed off really quickly.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about Megatron and Starscream. They actually did do them like the G1 series and
awesome.
Other cartoons. They do like argue and, squabble and whatnot, whatever you want to call it. And which is a nice addition there. Awesome. It still doesn't forgive the clones walking around in the desert, but it's gonna impress the fans, whatever. I really didn't care much for it. Yeah, Megatron, it looks like they leveled down his power from the last film. Yeah, the last film he was just kicking around Prime. This one Prime's kicking around Megatron. So maybe in the third one they'll actually do them right and have a fair one-on-one. If they don't, I'm really gonna be pissed off about it. But who cares? Next. Who do we got? What's the Starscream? We just did Starscream. Starscream has a lot more involvement than the last one. A lot more lines. He actually does play a pretty critical role in the plot, rallying up them Decepticons and searching for Sam. That's pretty cool. Grindor. Well, I really don't understand his presence here. He just kind of shows up.
Like, yeah, honestly, he does no damage to anyone.
No, it's not that. It's like, you see Sam, Michaela, and Leo, or whatever that faggot's name is, driving in the car, and all of a sudden this tow cable just locks onto it and carries it away, and you find out it's Blackout, or Grindor, or whoever it is. They did not explain his presence on Earth. They didn't show him coming as a protoform to Earth. He just kind of, showed in. So maybe it is Blackout who got resurrected in the ocean floor too. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, because it was never named, and Michael Bay never said it was Grindor per se.
You do see Frenzy's head in the film.
And it's radioactive or something.
Who cares? I think those are all the Decepticons. I guess we'll go to
No.
The Fallen.
Devastator
The
also.
Fallen. Now, the Fallen, I would have never thought that they'd actually show Cybertron. But they showed Cybertron, and they showed it for a pretty good long amount of time.
And I never thought that. I really thought he was this super ultra powerful guy that no one could beat.
Yeah, the final battle was not a final battle.
Stomped.
So, I'm either guessing that he has a weakness when Primes are fighting him, but you don't see much of the Fallen in combat, which is a shame when the movie is called Revenge of the Fallen.
But remember, the Fallen could also mean something for, Revenge of the Defeated Side.
Anyway, you don't see much of him. I was disappointed in that. There is no major final one-on-one. It's kind of like, ooh, I combined, I got powers, yeah, wow.
It's kind of like The Force, but instead, this time it's made.
That is one of the film's weakest flaws. There is no pure good one-on-one fighting. All the Decepticons get cut like butter, which is absolutely shameful. Anyway, we'll just go into the film's reception. We saw it with a full theater, and it was kind of distracting because you kind of missed a bunch of the dialogue because they were either laughing or cheering or clapping their hands or some crap like that. Anyway, it was kind of annoying, so we really can't say entirely what we think, but I'll take you over to
this movie was so great. It does have very few flaws, but not enough to hurt it. Go watch the damn movie right now. Drop what you're doing and go watch it. Yes, there is no real one-on-one, but whatever is there is so great, it doesn't even matter. Yes.
Alright, now for the film's major flaws. As I mentioned previously, the clones. You could clearly tell that this was a rushed release, and that ILM ILM was busy or something, or they were delayed, maybe working on another movie. But they had clones of Decepticons who you clearly see a minute earlier just walking around prancing, I'm ready, and you just see them walking around getting destroyed and left and right, and when they're destroyed you see protoforms come to replace them. It's just an all-out robot orgy.
But it's great.
It is great, but it's bothering me, and for those of you who find plot holes kind of iffy, you're gonna hate this movie because there's so many plot holes. There's characters that show up they don't explain. There's characters walking around while they're combined. There's so many robots that were just reused. Bone Crusher makes an appearance, which is kind of weird, but I love Bone Crusher, so it's awesome to see he's still alive. That was pretty awesome. And I'm gonna finish this review off with my final bashing, and that is Devastator. You got this massive giant robot destroyed by a railgun, which is total bull, and I was expecting a true we gotta stop them, everyone team together, but no, what do you get? You get one railgun shot and Devastator is down.
And the one flipping
well, we're running out of time here, so we're just gonna close it off by saying Transformers Revenge of the Fallen was a really good sequel, but I'm questioning if it was better than the first. Right now they're on par. But given the scenes, the fight scenes, the CGI was a lot better. The characterization was a lot better, not as much humans, which is always good. I'm going to have to give the film a 4.5 out of 5. And Carmel Zero Anthony is going to give it.
This movie is a million times better than the first, and it's like an 11 out of 10 if I could. If there's ever a movie that deserves that rating, it's this one. Don't listen to the critics. They're idiots.
Alright, don't watch it in the matinee. Watch it while with a full crowd while you still can, because definitely you get more involved with the crowd. Don't watch it on DVD. You need to see this on the big screen. It's a once in a lifetime thing, and it was great. We're just gonna conclude the review with the final scene.
Autobots, roll
Shut
out.
up. Alright, bye. We gotta go.